Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing today? Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. We're not running too far behind. All right. Let's get painting. My draw, Chipper Phoenix, Blue, Jaded Valkyrie. How you guys doing? What it is, indeed. What it is. Yeah, my draw is quick. He waits. He waits. He lurks in the shadows and just waits. Just woke up. Nice. Very nice. Well, welcome in, guys. How's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, a busy morning, but it's been a good morning. Cultured American, welcome in. What model is this? These are Leagues of Votann minis, and I have, let's see, it's this guy. He is a something. The character, and he's got 4 little robo buddies. There we go. And we primed and base coated them in some different colors here. Coffee painting. Can't ask for much more than that. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. That sounds great. Oh man. Alright. We're gonna get paint. We're gonna do this guy in a minute. We're gonna paint these first. Shadow that lurks in Twitch. I'm Darkwing. I like Darkwing Duck. Wasn't that a character? Like a DuckTales thing. It's a nice day. It's a really nice day out. I couldn't think of what else to put in the title, so I said we're going to talk about the weather. I actually have a window open in this room, which is somewhat uncommon. But I can hear birds chirping. I'll hear in less than an hour the lovely sound of tornado sirens testing, like they should be doing every Wednesday at noon. Darkwing Mydrall, yeah. Yep. I vaguely remember Darkwing Duck. I don't remember any like episodes or anything. I had a DuckTales game on Game Boy. It was ridiculous, but weather's threatening rain. We need it, so you're happy. Okay. Darkwing Duck, not DuckTales. DuckTales a different show, right? I didn't know if they were both part of the same thing, or I don't remember, man. Yeah, the DuckTales theme song, yeah. So we're gonna paint more, I'm the terror that flaps in the night. Oh man. Welcome in, Frankie. Welcome. Painting today, guys, and hopefully inching ever closer to our goal. That's the plan, man. I'm sorry, I'm sore and tired. What this is. Pooped, I tell you. Pooped. Hey, 33 bits. Thank you, Mydrall. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kind of sad to see chrome getting covered. Oh yeah, it's just silver. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's the Vallejo metal color, so it is like a very high quality metal color, but I like to use it because it goes through the airbrush so easily. It's kind of a no-brainer color to use. I think that's it on these minis for this bone color. We'll have to do a second coat. Have I ever tried non-metallic metal? No. No, I don't paint non-metallic metals. I've tried non-metallic metals before, and it was an exercise in frustration. I just never really came back to it. So, synchronous fascination. Hey, Raja, what's going on? Good morning to you. Mailbox, 2 Lizardman Army books are waiting for. Wait, which edition are those Lizardman Army books? Like a 6th and... They have an 8th edition book? I don't know if they had an 8th edition book. They must have. Yeah, they did. They did. Probably 8th. Try later. Oh, okay, okay. So, Raja, I have to give you a shout out and a thank you. Last Wednesday during our hangout, we were just talking about like working out and stuff, and you were given some really solid advice on some things, and I have been following your advice, and I, just like, yeah, just going into like, changing how I like my mindset about lifting weights and stuff, and I increased my weight on, it is now, let's see, 10 separate exercises, and like I'm able to do it. I don't know what was up with me, like I feel maybe I was just like stagnating and not realizing it or whatever, but I went and lifted this morning and it was like all 4 of my machines or exercises. I was like, yeah, I could do more, and I did more. And I struggled to do more, but that's the whole point. So, thank you. Yeah, it is. It is. I think for like a few months I was just like, man, I'm not going up in weight on anything. Like, everything is like just difficult enough to where like I'm not increasing my weight and everything. And yeah, I don't know, just listen to you talk about it and like give some advice on it. I was like, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna like push myself, and so I did. And I'm pooped right now, but feels good. And it's also really satisfying because both my bench press and my squats have gone to a weight that's like an even like plate. So I'm not stacking like 4 plates of various weights on either side. It's just like, yeah, which is very satisfying to be at that point. Gonna look like a corn berserker soon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be a World Eaters fan after a while. I don't do nearly enough steroids to get the kind of veins that a corn berserker has, though. Those dudes are all roided up. So my son, the painting son, that would explain the anger. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the amount of calories. I mean, I'm good at consuming calories. That's not my that's not my problem. I can consume a lot of calories. That does sound expensive though. Food is expensive. The veins are pure anger. Yeah, the angers are steroids. Uh, Painting Son had his first soccer game last night of the season. We both in the yeah. Mm. Um, and You guys have heard my, my concerns about his soccer team this season and his coach just like kind of not doing coaching with the kids and all that. So, my wife and I, we had told my son, like, if you're not having fun this season, that's fine. We're going to do it and just focus on yourself and improving, your own skills, and you do your best, and try and have fun and, all that. And, I'm kind of like, it's fine. There's a whopping 3 teams in his league. It's not like it's like a big thing. So they had their first game, and his team was awful. And it's not that they have a lot of good soccer players on their team, but none of them know the rules of soccer. It's well, not none of them, but most of them don't understand. So these are kids that are like 9 to 12 years old, and I understand you don't go over like, basic rules of soccer and everything, but there were instances where every single time a goal was scored by the other team, our goalie would grab the ball, who has played soccer before. He was on my son's team last year, so like he should understand what happens when you score a goal. But he would grab the ball, he'd set it down, he'd kick it into a teammate, and then the rest of the teammates would just start like running with the ball like they're playing a play. And the other team was like, give the ball to the ref. You don't mind seeing the obvious holes for things to consider. Oh man. Yeah, Rage is gonna have to start charging. This is no more points to start. Yeah, and so they would get the ball and start running with it, and the other team are just standing there watching them, and our team's like, oh yeah, and and these kids are like running it toward the other goal, and the ref is like, stop. He's like, give me the ball. And so they did that all game. And it's funny because the one kid that was playing goalie is Rachel approves my choice of alcohol. That's all the confirmation I need. There you go. It's enough, right? Kept doing that all game. And if the poor ref was trying to be so patient. This guy was ref last year, and he was very strict on following the rules. Like both feet down when you do a throw in, and or you can't just have one foot up or whatever, and like both hands and everything. And none of our kids did that correctly. Every kid that threw it in did throw-ins incorrectly, and he would stop and he would give them a second chance and explain to them what to do, which was nice. But again, like these kids are, some of these kids are 12 years old and have been playing soccer for years, and all of a sudden they just forgot all the rules. And that's not even like play stuff, like like running plays, or like that's fine. It's fine if the kids aren't good at soccer. It's just frustrating that sees this stuff at practice every time we practice. And then I will have to say, Painting Son did very well. Ref didn't have a whistle, so the ref did have a whistle, and he wasn't using it. often, but he would blow the whistle when they scored a goal, and the goalie would pick the ball out of the net and set it down and just like try to kick it into a teammate, and the teammate just run with it. And like as soon as one kid started running, like a bunch of them would start running. Yeah, and that was it. Well, long story short, our team got absolutely crushed, which was no surprise. This is the team my son is on. Yeah. So my son plays defender, so he wasn't running with the ball when they would get it. But fortunately, he wasn't doing that kind of stuff. He didn't do any throw-ins either, so he didn't have the chance to do an incorrect throw-in. But he knows how to throw it in. As far as me being a complaining parent goes, there was one instance I thought was really funny with my son. So they started the game, and the other team scored a goal minute and a half into the game. And it was a kid just launched it. They had a kid they have a couple kids that are really good. My son has played on their team before, and this kid launched it, scored a goal. It was great. Good for him. They get the ball right down on our side of the field again, and my son's doing a good job as a defender. He's little, he's a lot smaller than just about every other kid on the team, but he gets in there and he's stopping. He's doing a good job, and then the ref pulls him out like 3 minutes into the game, and he sits out for most of the half. And the other team proceeds to score like 3 more goals in that half. And and my son told me he was no, it wasn't the ref, it was the coach. Sorry, the coach pulled him out. I don't know if I said ref, but the coach pulled him out. And I was talking to him afterwards, after the game, just kind of asking, how he felt and everything. And he said, she told us we would play for, because it's 2 20-minute halves. She said we'd play for 10 minutes, and then she would put in subs halfway through the quarter. And so we'd each play or we'd try to get, half or whatever. And he's like, yeah, and she pulled me like 2 minutes out, 2 minutes into the game, she pulled me out. And he's like, I was confused by that. I was like, yeah, I was confused too. Well, yeah, he went in, he was doing a good job when he was in. He was doing a really good job as a defender. So I was happy with him. And there was one girl on his team that was a beast, and she scored the only goal our team scored on like a breakaway on her own. And she's a really big girl. And so the fact that I don't know, I was a little surprised, but she was really good. Like, she was staying on it, and yeah, it got to the goal and scored a goal, and that was great. But otherwise, man, it was, as far as actual expecting the team to do well and everything, I didn't expect much, and I wasn't let down, and also wasn't surprised or delighted by anything. I thought he looked too good. My son did say that that his team, who again, every kid on the team is taller than he is, and most of the kids are older than he is. There might be a couple kids that are like his age, but he said his team was saying that he was playing really good. So his teammates were saying that. So he was really proud about that, and that's the most I hoped for, was that he was doing good, he was hustling, he was playing really good. So, I'm happy about that. Yeah, his team definitely acknowledged him, and I thought it was cool because again, he is younger than most of the kids on his team, and he's little, he's a small kid. But I even heard they were doing like goal kicks and stuff, and I heard his teammates calling out to the goalie to kick it to him. When they were like yelling across the field, like, kick it over to him, and like calling his name and stuff. And I thought that was really cool. Like, that was really good of them to, I guess, acknowledged, because, you know, kids can be really mean, especially when it comes to being competitive, and the fact that, you know, they acknowledged that he could at least know what to do with the ball, I think was a very nice acknowledgement from kids that are much older. So good for him. Proud dad here. Proud dad of my son. Disappointed in the coach. But I also didn't want to coach, and I am perfectly fine with not coaching. So I made my bed and I'll lay in it, right? Yep. The proud painting dad. Yep. That's right. Oh, I'm so sore. Otherwise, that was my exciting evening last night. Something that does make me a little sad, though, is the other team has 3 or 4 kids that my son knows and is friends with. And his team, he doesn't know anybody on his team. Well, except one boy that he doesn't really like, because that kid is weird and kind of a jerk that we've had on a team before. But kind of sad he's not on the other team, just because he would have had some friends on his team. That's alright. That happens. Just doing the second coat of bone on these. We'll get silver on some stuff, and we'll get this black-brown weather chatting. It's raining down here when I left the house. Now it's sunny. Okay, nice. It is a gorgeous day. It's like mid 60 degrees right now. I have the window open. Nice little breeze going. Always happy when I can open the window in the stream room. It's good to have fresh air. We play in TMNT. I'll play some TMNT tonight. Yeah. Well, Zen's gonna be out playing Magic, so we probably can't get him in, or it's too late. But yeah, I'll do a run or two. I don't know if I want to play the whole time, but there's some painting I want to get in. I want to paint those rebels. Yeah, it'd be fun to see this game when there's a bunch of people in. Most I've played with is 2. You have some friends doing more runs, dang. You're probably further ahead than I am in that game. Who's your character of choice, Raja? Donatello? Okay. We might have to fist fight. Okay. No Mikey fans? I haven't played it. I've literally only played as Donatello. So I don't know how the others play. But Donatello is my favorite turtle, so I'd try him. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know what abilities he has or anything. Halopex. That's the like fox person, right? Nice. I believe we do silver next. Do the hockey mask. Yeah, Casey Jones. Yeah, Casey Jones is in the game. I think he's like a DLC. It's in general area. Graf seems like a crit guy. Okay. Zen was playing with Raphael, and it was pretty crazy. He had like crazy like single target damage. He just like hit somebody like 4 times in a row with his special ability. And it was really good against bosses because it was really quick. Okay, we're gonna do brown first. So I'm gonna get out black brown. I don't like in that game. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, blue. Yeah, Tao got their preview for 11th. If you guys haven't seen yet, that was popped up around 11. Did you guys also see the leak, the pre-painted terrain? So it's a possibility that GW is coming out with pre-painted terrain. Someone in China leaked pictures of the sprues. I'm trying to get this like dry bit of paint out here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Pictures of the sprues, and they put it together and took pictures too. It is, I guess it's using a technique that Archon Studios uses on their pre-painted stuff, because Archon Studios makes pre-painted terrain now too, and this GW stuff looks very similar. And I am not an expert on pre-painted terrain, but from what I've read from people claiming to be experts, or at least knowing what this stuff is, they said it all looks like it is actual pre-painted terrain and not someone just, you know, spray painting stuff on the sprues or whatever. So sad. Train's so fun and forget. It is, yeah. Advanced me to finish painting my army, yeah. Painting terrain is like, I finished painting my army, now I need something, right? But then, you know, how often do we actually finish painting an army? I get it. I think everybody's kind of two minds with pre-painted terrain. Because it's nice too, because there are always people out there that have more money than time. So that is literally my whole job, is working with people that have more money than time. And, you know, if you don't have the time to paint your armies, you don't have time to paint terrain. But, you know, it's nice that people have an option to have stuff that's painted, and, you know, hopefully it looks nice. I think it looks mediocre. But, you know, maybe when it's on a table. The big draw, I think, and the thing that GW should have done in 10th, was having that terrain that matches the suggested layouts of tables. That's the big thing. Like, if they can just sell a box set of, like, hey, you know, we have these terrain layouts, and this is the terrain layout, and here you go. Like, just buy this box and you're good. Put it together, and you have a table worth of terrain. Terrain is fun to paint. It's kind of a different beast, and yeah, like Blue said, it's so forgiving. And it's so easy to get like great results using really simple techniques. So it's very satisfying to paint terrain. Sometimes it can be time consuming depending on, what you're wanting to do. Sometimes you can spend, a morning and paint a whole set of terrain. Bibbidi bobbidi boop. Yep, just like that. Just assemble this stuff. I painted like 4 sets of terrain in a weekend. It was a couple years ago. But I get in moods every once in a while of just like, man, I want to work on terrain. And so, follow the motivation where it goes, right? And I followed a guide from Guerrilla Miniature Gaming. And it's Ash is the guy's name. He has a video he put out years ago. It was when Kill Team Moloch came out, and that crazy cool terrain set, like the buildings and stuff. He put out a video. He said painting a set of terrain in a morning or whatever, and it was incredible. It's just zenithal like spray paint with like a ruddy brown underneath and like a nice blue or green on top, and then he dry brushes with like a bone color or an ivory, and then he paints in some details and gives it a wash, and like you're done. And I did that on terrain, and it looked fantastic. I love it. I still, use that terrain a lot when I game and have zero issues with what it looks like. But I did that on multiple sets of terrain and was happy with all of it. So that's kind of my technique for painting terrain at this point. So yeah, terrain's a lot of fun to paint. You guys may get to see a lot of my terrain soon when we start gaming live on stream. Because that's what I plan on doing. And we gotta make that happen. Oh, the foliage is so good. Yeah. I have to thank, there's a local to me named Jason who is making a jungle board for like sci-fi games and stuff. And he showed some pictures of it, and I was like, where did you get those palm trees? Like, those palm trees are perfect for what I had been looking for. And he told me it's like on Amazon. It was like a $7 set of palm trees. And yeah, so I picked them up. Very happy with that purchase. And then the other things are just little aquarium plants. I figured I wanted some bushes to like cover up some of the ground and everything, but I didn't want just like normal looking shrubbery. So we made some very brightly colored ones. And all I did with the bushes was I glued them in place after I dremeled out holes into the terrain. And I glued those bushes in place and then just varnished them. Gave them a matte varnish. And the trees, I did 2 dry brushes on them over the bare plastic. I don't care about all that. Yeah, we demand a shrubbery. Yep. So I did a dry brush over the leaves. I did it super bright. It was bright yellow green by Pro Acryl, and I dry brushed like a bone color over the actual trunks and stuff. And then I gave them a matte varnish, and they are not glued in. A little path down the middle. Yep, and then like a little elevation Yeah, what was he saying? I can't remember. Oh, so good. Jumped with a herring. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's so good. Man, I need to give that a rewatch. Yeah, now do both at the same time. That's what needs to happen. Oh, the coconut bit is... That's so good. Yeah. That is probably the most memorable line, right? Or the Black Knight, probably the most memorable. I love the I'm 30s. I love the wedding scene. Just everything about that scene, you know, from the dad, the actual king, and the prince, and then Lancelot, you know, showing up, and like his whole entrance and everything is just, it's incredible. The whole thing is incredible. Yeah, he kills everyone. Yeah, but no one really dies. Yeah. The shot, the two guards standing outside, and the guy's like eating the apple, and it just shows them off in the far distance, and they keep looking at him, and it's the same cut of him just out there, and then he just pops in frame and stabs the one. The guy's like, hey. Yeah, the tracks of Landline is incredible. This whole speech about like they built their castle in the swamp and it sunk. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I think that's it for the. They gave the robot a holster, which is adorable. Over the second of the swamp. I played The rant, yeah, the government rant is great. Yeah, just everything in that movie. Just every scene is memorable. I played a short game of Heroes of Might and Magic Golden Era, and I'm glad Chipper Phoenix might appreciate this, if they're still hanging out. But I had heard and like my experience. So I played Necropolis. So give me the undead. And the tier 2 unit for them is like ghosts, like wights or whatever. And they're kind of annoying to play. I haven't enjoyed using them at all. But I heard about like a strategy to focus on them that makes them really good, and so I tried that last night and it was hilarious just how, which everything in that game, if you were to ever play Heroes of Might and Magic, like eventually your character just becomes broken and overpowered. Like that's the whole point of the game. Yeah, the that is true. That is true. Blue. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. It's like the classic. The thing about Songs of Undead Factions is they're not like a classic fantasy setting. It's very much like their own unique setting, right? And they borrow some things from like classic fantasy, but then they like put a lot of their own spin on it. And I think for me, at like a base level, is the more off that like target of like classic fantasy, the further they get away, the like less I care for that particular thing. So, you know, I enjoy like, you know, the necromancy factions and stuff, but I've played plenty of games where like the undead faction's super lame. Not that Songs is, you know, the faction is lame in Songs, but like, you know, they'll do things like, yeah, you can raise the dead, but you raise like one minion, and like that's lame. Or like Dungeons and Dragons, for example, like you can make a necromancer in D&D, at least in 5th edition D&D. I remember you can make a necromancer, but like necromancy is such a like, you know, you can't just raise an army of the dead and like sick them on whatever enemy is hounding you. That's not how you can do that. And like that's what I want to do when I play my necromancer fantasies. Yeah, like horde type stuff. You know, just that is my manly fantasy, is just raising an army of the undead that is completely numberless and just conquering the world with it. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Like a 20th level necromancer, right? But like, who gets there, right? In their campaigns, like I'm not playing a campaign that long, suffering through a necromancer character just to have like a final moment at level 20 to do that. Yeah, my Roman Empire. I just think about necromancy and raising an army of the undead. Imagine some of that is game breaking in D&D. Yeah, probably. 5 isn't going to be. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, that's why I like my RTS style games or my strategy games, because I can start with a low level necromancer but still have an army of the undead. Isn't that every guy's dream? Yeah, army of the dead. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Blue. Yeah. You can quote me on that. It's also in D&D. It's also annoying and boring. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. One of the reasons I hit the rowing machine when I go to the gym is so I close my eyes and imagine I'm a Viking, a ship on a crew. Yeah. My draw. Dude, you know, we talk about finding motivation where you can, right? And right there is the perfect example of it. Well, hey, see, okay, my proud manly moment here, we're talking gym stuff, is I officially bench press as like a regular weight more than my wife weighs. So that to me is a proud moment. She's pretty skinny though, so it's not like I'm benching a lot, but I can do it. So you guys training for the LOTR moments. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got trained for those moments. Get over here, wife. I need to get. Yeah, exactly. It's the ultimate male fantasy, right? I've seen those the like TikToks, right, where that guy does that. He just like runs on a treadmill with the spear and shield. You raise an army of the dead, but not raise anything bigger than an aphid. That would be incredible, honestly. Just like yeah, like a literal swarm of aphids, just like annoying people. I'd be okay with that. Yeah, so like Heroes of Might and Magic, the necromancy in that game, there's like 4 stages of it. So you play as an undead faction, which is great. It's their whole shtick. But then it's like your standard like base ability is after every battle, you resurrect a portion of the dead models from that battle into your army as like your units. So if they're like tier 1, they'll raise as tier 1 units or whatever. Um, that sounds difficult. Running is hard anyway. But so you do that, and that's just like a standard thing. There are spells that resurrect the dead. So I was playing I was doing a playthrough where I had a spell called Rewind Life, and it resurrects dead models, but also not just dead models. That particular person who like specializes in it, he can resurrect past their starting number, even if it's only temporary for that battle. But I would just end up with like thousands of troops because he would just resurrect so many. So you do that. There's individual units have a thing called vampirism. So whenever they deal damage, they resurrect their own number with a portion of that damage, which is what those like wraiths do, the ghost wraiths that I was talking about. And there's also giant vampires. They're like highest tier unit of vampires, and they do that as well, which is crazy good. And there's also like army abilities when you're in battle that can just resurrect numbers, which is great. So you're just like you're playing. The whole game is about preserving numbers before you like fight the enemy, and yeah, being able to do that is really good. Made a chainmail vest for a boxer once. You wanted to run in it. Way the vest he brought would. All the way to vest he bought would rip after a short time. He's extremely pleased. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you made chainmail blue. This dude really is useful in an apocalypse situation. A carnivorous serpent sounds kind of terrifying. Oh yeah, like scarab beetles from the Mummy. There we go. That's the true millennial talk there from Crucial Blue. Like he found out, like he made a zombie plan, and his zombie plan was to be useful in the communities that build up after the initial wave of the zombie apocalypse. So he's like chainmail and woodworking. Shows well. I worked in a computer lab. Surprised I had a lot of time on my hand. That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, you guys. It looks therapeutic, honestly. Hmm. You can make alcohol, you can grow things. Yep. Yeah, yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's right. You're talking about in stream how you're like, yeah, I can make alcohol, so I'm useful in apocalypse, but you're also like making chainmail and stuff, so gotta be honest, if there's a type of armor that'd be useful to wear against zombies, it would be chainmail. The zombies are never the problem, but they're a problem, right? You got to deal with these one at a time. Boiled leather, yeah. Okay, need to paint his gun. Oh, there's tornado sirens. Back with coffee. All right, dang, you missed the Here's Might and Magic conversation. Condor call. You hate that sound, yeah. Gambison would be fine. Yeah, yeah. You probably thick padded armor or something would probably be okay. It's the heroes talk. Yeah. No, that's fine. I was talking about how I did a short game with Necropolis last night, focusing on wraiths, who are I have not thought they were very good. They're like the tier 2 unit for Necropolis, but they have an ability. It's vampirism. So when they deal damage, they raise their own numbers like the old school vampires do, which vampires also have that ability. And in terms of one of the sounds that induce panic in me almost instantly. Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. My bad. Yeah, it's just a every week thing here in Ohio. So, yeah, I pick the character that focuses on them, and then Necropolis has they have laws that you get, which are like faction-wide upgrades that you work on in this one, and Necropolis gets one. You can increase the vampirism on your friendly creatures by 100%. And the thing about the wraiths is they can raise their numbers past their starting number as like a temporary thing during a battle. Like it just lasts for the battle and goes away afterwards. But so I was playing a focus on that, and I literally had just a stack of wraiths, just one stack, and I was running around, and I would have 200 of them, and I would attack a unit, I would deal damage, I would raise 300 more, and then they would hit me back, and they would kill 50 of them, and then something would hit me and kill 50 more, then I'd hit them back, and I'd raise 200 more. And so I would end the battle with 1,000 wraiths when I started with 200. It was crazy strong and not something I expected to be so strong. Dehydration is vastly underestimated. Yeah, yeah. Anybody here read the Zombie Survival Guide? Yeah, it was a lot of fun messing around with that. I didn't even bother with the higher tier units, so just running around with the wraiths. What in the world? You have the book and World War Z. Yep, I have World War Z and the Zombie Survival Guide. Max Brooks had his moment, right? In like late 2000s, early 2010. That kind of era. Get the silver on this other mini. Let's look at this watch. This dude has 2 watches. Yeah, too bad they never made a movie about World War Z. Yeah, that could have been a very good movie if they made a movie about World War Z. I agree. But they never did. And it's a shame. Missed opportunity. Though I feel like if I did make a movie about it, I'm sure executives would take over and just change it into something completely different. I think World War Z would work better as like an anthology series, like short stories on like Hulu did that with like Predator, or like a Netflix thing or something. Like it would work best in that format, something more true to the books. Quadrility. Hold on, what is Area X? I can't remember that one. A radio drama? That'd be pretty crazy. People still make those? Anything to compare it to? Yeah. The book is still worth reading. It is an experience. But the book is like a chronicle of other people's experience, like someone after the fact. Oh, Annihilation. Okay, yeah. Annihilation is a wild movie, but really good. And yeah, I think the books go a little further with it, don't they? The app will place you in a zombie apocalypse. You can pretend to be running. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was like a really early app when like smartphones were just becoming a thing. Yeah, my wife and I watched Annihilation. Uh, when we watched it, I was visiting my parents, so staying with my parents. And my son had gone to bed, and we were just kind of hanging out. We're like, let's find a movie to watch. And my dad had uh, like one of those like Amazon Fire Sticks, so you just like find whatever movie you wanted and everything. So we're like, cool, yeah, it's fine. So we're like, yeah, Annihilation. This movie came out, and I've heard this is good. So like, let's watch this weird sci-fi. My dad's like, sure, I'll watch it with you. So we start watching this movie, and like halfway through, my dad is like, "This is the weirdest movie I've ever seen," and he just like went up and went to bed. And we ended up watching it and like loved it. But yeah, it is a trippy movie. Okay. Movie departed from the book, huh? Yeah, yeah, the movie really is fantastic. She reads so many books and series and stuff, like I can't keep up everything that she's reading. She's doing a reread of The Expanse right now, but she's doing that, and there's another book, another series that she's also reading at the same time. Well, I do want to get the Painting Wife on stream, so if we hit any of those goals there at the bottom right of the screen, it is a Painting Wife stream. We can just paint minis in chat, or we can play video games in chat. We can do something entertaining, but she can draw Primarchs if that's what you want her to do. Yeah, we can have her draw Primarchs. I know that's a classic. Star Laser, what's going on? But we gotta hit those goals. Then we can talk about what we're doing. Let me get a little more silver on the palette here. Yeah, occasionally the Painting Wife would come on stream, and one thing people loved was for her to draw on sticky notes and Primarchs. We would give her verbal descriptions of Primarchs, and she would draw them. And she has many talents. She is not someone who can draw well, so they have become cherished memories. Yeah, yeah, that's what we would do, Frankie. Yeah, it's truly magical. Yeah, and she does not know about Warhammer, so yeah, yeah. She drew Magnus with two eyes. Uh, just working on these base colors. What's this? Another proud dad moment here. My son a couple weeks ago took his like state testing. His like, I don't know, proficiency testing or whatever for his third grade test, and we got his like test results or his scores back yesterday. And you know, it's never a thing, we don't like pressure him, but we got his math scores back yesterday, and let's see, I think the high score on math was like weirdly like 818. That's like the high score. So an 818 is a perfect score. He scored a 799 on his. So he did very well in my opinion. Which is definitely advanced for his age. I don't know, like, they didn't give us any, like, comparative results. Normally with that kind of testing you get, like, Yep. Thanks for the bits, man. Yeah, Boston Ass would definitely be very proud. But they normally give a, like a percentile score, like, you know, they scored in the something percentile of their grade or whatever, but they didn't get that with these. So he loves math though, so like math is his jam when it comes to school subjects. So I didn't think he would do poorly, but yeah, no, I appreciate it. And that lovely motorboating sound gets us one step closer to our goal. Not sure what exactly is going to be painted what here, so we're going to do it all in silver. What's up? A few meetings in a row. You enjoy your meetings, Blue. Thank you for hanging out, man. And thank you for the bits and such. Yeah. Have a good rest of your day. Hopefully I'll see you tonight and hang out. Enjoy as much as possible. Okay, we're getting close to our amount of silver here. Let's see, what else? I think that's about it. Other little tiny buckles here. Let's get the little buckles. Anybody else watching The Boys right now? I watched the 7th episode of the final season of the show this morning, and I still don't know what to think about this season. It's weird. I mean, that show's always been weird, but it's hard to think that they have, like, next week is the finale of the TV show. When they're just like straight up introducing new characters in the second to last episode, which is weird. Okay, those should not have been silver. Those need to be light bronze. We'll do light bronze now. Warhammer Skulls is next Thursday, May 21st. Ooh, it's Thursday. What time is that? What time is that, John Lockridge? Did they put an announcement for that? I had read, and this may be of interest to some people, that Sega, who owns Creative Assembly, who makes the Total War series, came out and said that they are going to have, a new like main title releasing next year by the time the Warhammer Skulls event comes out. And my understanding is that they're referring to Warhammer 40k Total War, which next, April, May or something seems significant. Okay, let's see. Let's figure this out. Next Thursday, May 21st at noon. There is a small possibility I can do that. How long? Did they say how long it would be? I might be able to do that. Article how to do. Oh, there they do. Okay. If it's an hour long or less, I can do it. Or I may have to jump off before then, before it ends if it's longer. Yeah, so if it's only about an hour, I can do it. It's my son's last day of school, and he actually gets out of school early, so he'll be home earlier than usual. But yeah. So next Thursday is going to be a short stream day, regardless. But maybe we'll take some time and we'll watch the Warhammer Skulls event and see some video games. What do they got here? Let's take a look. They are talking about Space Marine 2, Battle Sector, Dark Heresy, Dark Tide, Warhammer Survivors, Total War Warhammer 3, Rogue Trader, and Dawn of War 4, and Mechanicus 2. That's a solid lineup of games, honestly. Like, I don't hate any of that. So right here, hold on. Team behind 40k Mechanicus 2 announced that the long-awaited sequel will be released next week. So Mechanicus 2 comes out next week on May 21st. That's a big announcement. So if you're looking forward to Mechanicus 2, it comes out next Thursday. And if you log in to your My Warhammer account before May 28th, you get entered into a bunch of stuff. It's a bunch of combat patrols, video games, swag things, banners, toys, helmets, all that kind of stuff. So, sounds like a good deal. I imagine. Here, I can give some predictions here. Let's start from the top here. Space Marine 2, they're going to talk about their next DLC and cosmetic pack and everything. Like, I don't think they're going to have any new classes or anything, but they'll maybe have a new mission, new operation. That's probably Space Marine 2. Battle Sector is going to announce their next faction they're coming out with. It's been a while since they've had a new faction, so they're going to announce the next one. I doubt they'll release that day, but they'll have another one coming. Which is cool. That game's fun if you want like a very close to 40k experience. Dark Heresy, no idea. That's not out yet, right? It's probably more news and maybe a release date. Dark Tide, I'm sure a new DLC if they're doing that. So new missions, I don't think they do new class, right? They just did new class like last year. Bolt Gun 2 might get a release date, just some news. Hopefully Warhammer Survivors gets a release date, because that's actually a game I'm really looking forward to. Total War Warhammer 3 might release their character pack with Bashiva, the Legendary Lord, the Cathay Legendary Lord, the Tiger Lady. So that's probably going to be Warhammer 3, and it might come out that day. Rogue Trader, I have no idea. The Dawn of War 4 might get a release date, but probably just like, here's a Necron trailer or something. That game has been moving glacially slow compared to what I expected. Not a lot of black on these minis. That's cool. Can live with that. Just putting some coal black on these minis, some more base coats. 2 big minis here. I'm about to do some maroon here. There's lots of like woven handle designs. What unit is this guy part of? He is part of a... is it called a Brokier? Oh, I can't remember. It's like an engineer character guy. And he has 4 robots that follow him around, and this is one of the robots. Brokier... Iron Master, maybe? I can't remember the actual name of the unit. Yeah, it's an HQ guy that has like a little squad of... It reminds me of old school Tech Marines. And how Tech Marines back in the day would have... you'd purchase servitors for them that would follow them around as a squad. So they could have like weapons or help their repairability and stuff, which was really cool. But that's what this guy reminds me of. Big sight piece to have a black casing on it as well. Okay, and I think that's it. Black details on this mini. Alright, so let's move over. The actual character here. needs to be black. Paint his gloves black. Separate them out a little bit. It'll be black. Hey, Groovy, what's going on? How are you doing? Yeah, I think they should too, Jaden. Yeah. The cool little servitor units. Working on props. Nice. Okay. Very nice. Hope you're having a good day. Goggles. Paint over the silver. It's fine on those. And gun casing. Quite a bit. Box kind of fit the props. Old style syringe and vials. Oh, cool. All right. Pretty intense. Gonna flock the inside. You have to share a picture when you get it done. That sounds interesting. Wrong tie. Oh no. Oh, that stinks. Well, guys, I will tell you, as a little reminder, we have those goals in the corner, and each of those goals help put us toward our ultimate goal at this point, which is being able to do weekly tabletop gaming streams. So there's some pieces of equipment that I need. And I have most of the setup. I have things like planned out how I do things. I just need a couple more pieces of equipment, and all those goals help me to hit that mark to get that stuff. So if that is something you're interested in, you feel like supporting, I would greatly appreciate it. If we do complete any of those particular goals, I'll get the painting wife on stream. We're going to stream as a happy goal completion. But yeah, looking forward to doing some tabletop gaming on stream. Should be a lot of fun, and quite a big departure from what I usually do here. But it'd be like a once a week thing. Yeah, looking forward to that potential. Dimensions does not include the cork. Okay. Okay. So black is done. Next color I'm gonna need some burnt orange. I need some burgundy. I am gonna take a quick break though. I'll be back in just a couple minutes, guys. Alright, alright. We're back. So we need orange. Get some burnt orange. Just grabbing a smaller brush. Okay, and while that's drying, we'll put down some burgundy. From Inscription, which is large. I'm not familiar. Like Inscription, the game, the PC game. Oh, okay. I watched Zen played that on stream a year or two ago, maybe. And that was wild. That was a wild game to watch. It was a fun game to watch. Some of those red details. The red details on this guy. We'll make sure the others are good. We need to still wait on the orange to dry. Have another red color you can paint. It's metal, scale plates, marble, rest is bone. Totally decide on the eye, thinking Magnus's eye description. Okay. Interesting. I don't remember this. I vaguely remember like the scale or whatever, but I don't remember a lot of it. All right. Any others? Not you. You just have grabby hands. That's it for you. Then your pistol doesn't have anything, but you do have this hammer. Scale open, the eyes at the crux. Okay. Okay, how's the orange? Still needs another minute. So let's get out our burnt red. Not you. We're not painting you today. Paint you. Yeah, red looks good. Base colors on these minis are all really simple. Just taking the time to do it. I so often paint these in such large batches. It takes me forever to get through them. Feels like there's a lot more colors than what there actually is. Okay, get back to our orange and get a second coat. Then we go to the burgundy. a second coat of our red. Okay, and then we'll do some touch-ups with our silver.
Stay on target.
Am I off? I am off. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. That's good. More silver touch-up. Right. might be set with that many. Next one. This guy has a lot of pouches and pockets. Little metal buckles. Okay. Buckles on that guy. I think that's all the metal on him. So what we can do now is get out our just bits of touch-ups. Making sure correct places are painted well. I'm going to paint his face after everything else, or at least during the highlights. We'll get started on his face. I don't want to mess with that before the wash. Touch up black as well, just on his gun. Brown. No, put you this side. A little silver on you. It's the butt of your pistol. A little bit of red on it. There we go. Grab black. Have a second coat on some of this. Black was a little thing going on, so white and the black on this mini. We're gonna get some washes down. Let's see, this won't need a second coat as much, maybe on the gun. We weren't painting directly over metallics on that, so second coat isn't quite as necessary. Okay. So now we are going to get a black wash out. Wet palette a little bit. It's getting a little busy on my wet palette. Would you guys be interested if we did a watch along stream for this Skulls event? Not sure what people would want, but I definitely want to watch that, so that's something I like to watch. So there's a Warhammer Skulls event. This is the 10th anniversary, and it is basically a celebration slash like preview show specifically for Warhammer video games. And it is next Thursday, the 21st at noon Eastern. So it'd be during my stream. And they have an article on Warhammer Community talking about what they're going to be talking about. So there's a lot of good stuff. I don't know if they're going to be talking about more than what they've listed, but they listed a really good selection of games for previews and everything. Possible release date announcements. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I can paint while we listen in on the stream. Warhammer games? Can't play anymore, download. Yeah, like the card games, right? Didn't the card games get like shut down basically? Bunch of stuff. Battlefleet Gothic Leviathan. I'm not familiar with that one. That stinks though. That really stinks. Okay. First wash on that one. The next one. Oh dang, it was like tabletop BFG. That sounds like it wasn't really allowed. That's great though. Those are the kind of mobile games I like. The ones that are just like, hey, here's a cool tabletop game in mobile form. I have one. It has long since gone, but since it's available like offline, I still have access to it. It is an Axis and Allies mobile game. So it's literally just Axis and Allies on your phone. It's great. And they have the like I think it's 1941, which is like the simplified version of Axis and Allies, and there's like the 1942 version, which is like the full game. A dice and all. Yeah, yeah, that'd be cool. It's too bad. Let's keep getting the little guys first. Okay, everything but the bone color. It's gonna be washed with our typical diluted sepia. Right, a little bit more wash down. burgundy spots that I missed. Come back and paint those. Okay. You both need the burgundy. Let's rinse the brush. We'll get some more black wash. This mini has a lot, so we'll probably need more on the palette here in a minute. Okay, that is the black wash. Let's grab this burgundy back out, see if we can these all corrected here. I think I might call stream after this. Yeah, we'll come back tomorrow. We'll definitely finish these 5 minis, and we'll get started on Barrack Stonebrow. Get some good progress done on him. That should be a fun time. I'm excited to paint that mini. I can't even get that's not dry. Alright. So I have him right here. He is primed and ready to go. Lots of snaky silver bits. And a crazy orc head. That should be fun and gory. So, good time. We got the, what is this? The Gotrek Gurnison of 40k here. So, should be a lot of fun. But, with that, I think I'm going to call stream today. Got a lot done. A little bit more to do. These will be quick to paint tomorrow, and then hopefully we'll get a lot done on this guy tomorrow. And then next week, all we have to do is finish up Barrack. Whatever I don't get done, I'll finish him. And then we have a Hecaton Land Fortress to work on. So, should be a good time. We're going to be able to take some time, dedicate some time to that vehicle, see if we can make it look really nice. But you guys have a wonderful afternoon. It's Wednesday, so there is Patreon Hangout tonight. If you're a member of the Patreon, any paid level, it's as little as $1. You're welcome to come hang with us on Discord. We do a little Discord chat, play video games, paint minis, hang out, you know, that whole thing. But I will see you, everybody else, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. We'll be back painting minis. Raja, Jaded Valkyrie, Chipper Phoenix, Mydro, Groovy, thank you guys for hanging out, and I appreciate you guys chilling with me and spending the day with me. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.